Thanks for checking out my video. If you want to learn more from me, I have a lot of classes on Udemy. You can find the links to a lot of those in the description.
So this is one of those really interesting kinds of things that I don't know if I've ever talked about here, but I kind of thought I'd, just came up with the idea of it today. It's like 4:30 in the morning right now. I woke up and I was reading one of my books on Tibetan Buddhism, and I was like, I haven't thought about that. So, walking meditation or movement meditation, which can be very, very beneficial to the mind and to magic in general. Why? Because it's teaching us to focus on a particular thing when we are doing something physical. Therefore, there is the risk of us being distracted and having our thoughts flow from A to B to C to D, da 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 da, when we are doing our physical movements. So this can translate into ritual when we are setting up the candles and putting this together and doing this action and this action. Blah, blah, blah. While our physicality is moving, we can still remain mentally focused. So when it comes to walking and movement meditation, basically, if you're going for a walk outside, you can meditate on something. And this isn't just, I'm going to clear my thoughts and empty my mind as I walk and then, you know, I'm just thinking of nothingness or breathing 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's the most kind of basic thing with the breathing and counting. But meditation really can be focusing on a particular issue and even following that thought train and seeing where it goes, provided that all the different stuff that you're thinking about still hovers around that one particular thing. So you don't want to be thinking about a goal of a ritual or magic spell or whatever, and then next thing you know, you're wondering what you're going to make for dinner later. That's not going around the same thing, is it? No, that's way over there, right? So when we are doing this kind of movement meditation thing, we pick a subject. It might be a spell that we're trying to concoct or create, and we're trying to think around why. You're going to maybe think about the different kind of color things you want to wear, what kind of different stuff you want to have go on your altar, and then your brain says, oh, what's going to happen tomorrow morning? Nope, bring it back to this subject matter that we're talking about. So as long as we are staying in that mental arena of a particular subject, then technically it is meditation. Meditation is really focusing on a particular thing and seeing how far we can go with it. We can go with the Socratic method of having a thought and then asking why, or inquiring more about a thought, and then you go down this rabbit hole of different thoughts. Because you're not randomly thinking up work, home, TV, bed, but you are following this train of thought here, and it's all kind of going around the same theme or whatnot, and you're gaining more and more and more insight onto that particular thing, then it is movement meditation. So, like, if you're at work and you're doing physical stuff and you're going around and whatnot, like my job is very physical and I just move around all the time. Me remaining on a particular thought issue, making a thought experiment, then is meditation. So if you're at work kind of doing the same thing where you can just be in here for a while you're physically doing stuff, then examine a particular issue and see where you can go with it. Lay all your thoughts out about an issue and then, ask yourself about, like, well, why do I think this way about it? And see how deep you can go, because you're staying on that one mental train of thought. And then you'd be surprised about how easily distracted you can get, and you're thinking about something completely random, and then you have to bring yourself back to it, back to the original subject matter. And two, it's amazingly different insights that you can gain. So then you might be able to come up with different ideas for magic or spell work or something like that that you wouldn't normally have allowed yourself to do while you're sitting there with a book and a pen, or maybe just your laptop and you're typing, or a note thing on your phone, and you're like, what do I want to plan out? Because you're so hyper focused on that one thing at the time, you might not be able to get as deep of an insight or the different ideas that you would if you did this kind of distraction-y thing known as a movement or walking meditation. Because when we physically distract ourselves, it's like we got this little filter down between the conscious and subconscious, and the subconscious is where all the inspiration comes from. It's our connection to the greater energies of the universe and such. It's arguably our connection to like divinity or some or other spirits and stuff, depending on the different models that you follow. When you're able to physically distract yourself with movement or something like that, that gate kind of opens up a little bit and you could get some more inspiration than what you had before. So try to practice this anytime that you are maybe even doing the dishes or taking the trash out, something that is physically distracting, and let your mind open up about a particular thing. And then when you step into your temple or you go in front of your altar and whatnot, and you are working a particular spell work, then you can translate this skill to being able to remain focused while you're physically moving around so you can maintain that energy and that intent the entire time that you are doing magic and ritual. Yeah, did pretty good for 4:30ish in the morning. Good hunting.
Thanks for watching my video. So if you want to check out my playlists, I have, among others, the Simon Necronomicon, the Tree of Life, General Magic, Tulpamancy, a playlist on my books, the elements, stones, the theories that govern magic, and the gods and goddesses of Mesopotamia. If you want to check out my books on Amazon, I have Creating Consciousness, Magical Mechanics, Magical Theater, Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Movement, which is an update and expansion upon Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Mastery, which is a combination masterwork of Magical Theater and Magical Mechanics, and The Guide to the Spheres and Beyond. You can also find me on Facebook at Magickology YT. You can email me at priestofthenecro@gmail.com, and you can even check out my Instagram, which is Magickology. And good hunting. You can also find me on Facebook at Magickology YT. You can email me at priestofthenecro@gmail.com, and you can even check out my Instagram, which is Magickology. And good hunting.